All right, boys, welcome back. So the Witch Queen is dropping, or it's going to be out by now by the time you see this video. So we're going to go over how to build her. Obviously, I'm recording this the day prior, so I don't have her on the game. But it doesn't really matter. I can still show you the best gear and setup for the Witch Queen. Do gotta stress, if you want to use this character, you have to have Black Asta really built out, because they're just like the best combo in the game, basically. The best duo. If you don't have Black Asta, you're not using Witch Queen. Also, while we're here, if you're new, subscribe. We are doing Black Clover content daily, so let's jump over towards the actual gear. All right, so to gear the character, this is what I'm doing, and it's literally what I just showcased last week with, obviously, Ceremony Charlotte, because they both use the exact same gear. Now, for Witch Queen, it's a bit different, though, because actual her skills, they actually deal damage, where the actual Charlotte didn't deal damage. So for her, you didn't really focus too much on damage. With the Witch Queen, the little bit of damage she does would actually help out quite a lot here. So if I go through the skills, you can see she does do a single target skill. That's going to deal damage. Also, as well, we have the AoE skill that has a 50% chance to apply poison, bleed, and also burn. And obviously, those apply based off her actual magic and also attack stat. So having a bit of magic attack and, bit of attack actually matters here. Also, as well, the ultimate, once again, deals damage. It's not going to be a lot, and it's not going to carry the game. But once again, it's a bit different towards Charlotte because you actually care a little bit about damage. If you look at the character's attack stat, she actually only has magic attack, which I think is like the only one in the game, actually. So having any attack on the character is basically useless. You want to go full magic attack with her. But once again, she is a healer, so you do want to focus on just keeping her alive, because all you care about is simply using your ultimate, literally recycling that ultimate as fast as possible, so you can reliably keep getting Black Asta into anti-magic, and she can only do that if she keeps herself alive. So you want to go with the most defensive way possible by going defense, going towards HP, and also a bit of speed, because you actually want her to go in front of the Asta so she can use the ultimate and do stuff before the enemy does stuff before you. So yeah, normally we just go towards obviously the rectangle pieces, the exact same we do for Charlotte, but then the top pieces, what you actually want to do is go towards magic attack here. Now, personally, right now, myself, I actually have 2 attack pieces here, because once again, this was Charlotte, but I am moving these because, like I showed you already, she actually has no actual attack. Her attack stat just doesn't exist, so you actually want to go towards magic. So even though I have got attack pieces, I'm definitely going to have to make some new ones here, so I'll probably have to farm up some more gear for her. So I'll probably put this on instead. Since she's a support character, you want to focus on more support stuff. So having, high damage resistance, so you can actually take less damage. Having a high critical resistance, so you don't get critted. Especially since she's a red character, one ultimate from Julius might just kill you. So you got to have really high crit resistance, which I currently do not. I might make a new build for her a little bit, but I think I'm quite content right now with using my Charlotte one. I kind of just killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Because at least for Charlotte, what I did focus on was HP, because that's what Charlotte wants. Where Witch Queen, it's not necessarily that important. You wouldn't mind it, but you can also kind of trade that off with getting more critical resistance. But when I do make these 2 new pieces for obviously Witch Queen tonight probably, then I probably will focus a bit more on critical resistance, because it's a bit low right now. I'm not gonna lie. You probably want to get that up to like 50%. But bear in mind, we still have gear transcendence. So if I do like fully max out this gear set, then we can always get a bit more actual critical resistance. For healers, my actual accessories just suck. It's just, it's the RNG you get, right? I mean, I got 4 URs here. Once again, some sub stats here, you want to focus on more support ones. So this one is like HP, so I don't mind it. This one is magic attack, so I'm probably going to level that one up, because you actually don't mind magic attack on the actual Witch Queen. This is critical, but such low rolls that I don't really have good actual stuff for healers. But yeah, I would probably get defensive as the main one here. You could get maybe a bit of critical resistance if it is a bit low. Like I said, right now, actually having this one on right now might be better, just to get more critical resistance, because that is just a bit too low. Talents are pretty simple. It's straightforward as it gets, basically. Once again, she does magic attack, so you have a magic attack here. Get a more crit rate. Not going to change anything, because I don't think the character's going to crit too much, but hey, if it crits, it crits. Defense, of course, because she's a support character. Getting more defense and critical resistance is going to be important as well. This one makes it a bit tricky a little bit. I always recommend having the actual resolution one, because when you do your Black Asta, you can get debuff immunity. It's just simply what you do when you have Black Asta on your team. You could do a bit more damage with accuracy and pen, but then maybe going towards this, because she does apply life still. So I believe, if I have to test it out, I think HP recover received would have worked towards life still, but maybe it doesn't. So if it doesn't, then yeah, just go towards obviously accuracy and pen. I believe she has the same speed as Asta, so you want to make sure if you actually have Asta on your team, you have more speed in him, because you want to make sure you use the ultimate before Black Asta even gets to have a turn. So I probably would put some sort of speed onto the actual character. This one's simple, defense as well, and then also just magic attack, because yeah, why not? Okay, so in terms of skill level ups, once again, if you're going to use a character, you're probably going to do it anyway. But as you can see, none of the actual skill effects do change. She does just deal more damage. Once again, if you're going to be using a character for a long time and you like the character, it's obviously worth investing into, but definitely not a priority. You can kind of just get away with not doing it even, actually. In terms of duping the character, do you need to? Definitely not. I myself, my plan is simply get the character once. The only main gimmick you want from this character is simply just the ultimate, which sets Asta to anti-magic. And if you are using a 4 mono red team, then you can get the immortality. If this was reversed and this was the actual LR passive and this was the awaken passive, then it would be a must awaken. But yeah, I mean, it's good. You can see what you do. You get more healing each time, and you do continuous healing as well, and you get some more life steal. It's definitely going to be good if you want it, if you're obviously using the character, but definitely not needed. Skill page you actually want, I'm not going to lie. So it's not the end of the world if you don't get it, because you can get it later on. But I wouldn't chase it. But if you happen to get it, then you should very, very happy, because it actually is a pretty good one. So the skill effect is going to actually reduce HP recovery by level 4. So that's 50% of the healing they get is going to be reduced, which is yeah, massive. There's not that much healers going on, but you gotta remember, people are gonna start using more Witch Queen. So if they lifesteal or try and lifesteal Asta back up to max HP, then they're only gonna get 50%. But I do imagine Asta is gonna have or deal so much damage that you're still probably going to max heal anyway. But still, this is just something good to have on the AoE skills. So yeah, definitely, if you get the skill page, you definitely want it. But then this is where the actual skill passive actually makes a massive difference. So remember, Asta is going to enter anti-magic by simply her using her ultimate, which means you can't actually, unless you wait, which means you can't actually use Asta's AoE skill before the Witch Queen uses the ultimate, which means Asta's not going to have his defensive buff. But if you have this skill page, you know, Deep Tower, even at level 1 basically, is a 4% chance to increase defense by 70% buff for all allies. So this will go on to Black Asta. So even if Black Asta is an anti-magic, you can actually get a defensive buff by simply her being attacked. Obviously, if they have the bleed effect on, which I believe you apply that through the ultimate and also the AoE skill. But yeah, look when you get it towards 100%, like max skill page, it's 100% chance. If you get attacked, you're getting a defensive buff, and it's 85%. So you're basically just giving Asta a damage increase. That's how you got to think of it, which is yeah, very, very good. Once again, I wouldn't chase it, but if you happen to get it, and if you're well, then I guess you would go for it, right? In terms of substitute, what could you use? This Charmy one, it's not too bad. I haven't duped out a little bit, so it's not like the worst, but you are going to get a damage reduction when you are above max HP, and I guess you will be lifestealing, so I guess that's not the worst. It's probably actually what I will be using. SR skill page for Charmy, max HP, 15%, actually not too bad. Once again, there's not that many good skill pages for healers, and if you haven't poured some, then obviously you may not have them. I will say that this one I'm kind of interested in. Grant continuous damage immunity for 1 turn, which means you can't get, you know, burn, bleed, the poison stuff that the Witch Queen is going to apply. And bear in mind, if you're going to be finding more Witch Queens, then having this at the start of turn to where if they use the ultimate, granted you have to, it's only 1 turn, so they have to actually attack before you. But this could be a strat a little bit, but I think personally myself, man, just because I have this skill page duped out, it's not too bad. I will be going this one. Once again, I think for you, you might have just look in your box and see what your skill page you do have. But if I didn't have any SSR skill page ones, I'm probably going to go with Charmy. Okay, so in terms of teams, what do you want and what do you need? Simply, all you need is Black Asta. You can kind of just fill in the gaps a little bit if you want to. Because, yeah, you're going to actually make Asta a reliable DPS character. So, yeah, having those two in your team is going to be very, very good. Charlotte is actually going to be good in the team, because what she does do, especially if you have a skill page duped out, but even at 0 stars, still obviously good. You can get more SP. So, what you actually can do is simply just, you know, use your ultimate Witch Queen and then just keep buffing up with the actual you know, Charlotte, and get your ultimate again and just keep on recycling, you know, anti-magic essentially. That is going to be very, very good too. This is a team I probably would use a little bit. I think this is probably like my go-to team if I wasn't using the mono red team. Of course, the best setup is going to be Mono Red, since this is probably one of the best teams. Yuno is an absolutely outrageous character, and it's only going to get better now that Mono Red actually is a thing. Such a good support character, such a fun character to use. So this is probably one of the best teams. Charmy, you do have to have built up though. Personally myself, I have like no magic attack on her. You don't need dupes for her, although I think it is better. What's more important is just getting crazy magic attack. So if you're going to go crazy whale mode and get like, you know, 80k magic attack then, or 60k, that will be something you can do. But if not, I think you can always just do all reliable. Maybe throw in Charlotte. I don't think you use Summoner well, but you could, I guess. I think the go-to is probably going to be Finral. But yeah, you simply, any red character you have, it'll be kind of a mix and match between, you don't need, you can probably even use Magna if you have him 3-star at least. But of course, is by far one of the best supports. And yeah, just using a full red team. You probably wouldn't use Sally because she's a magic buffer. But yeah, I think that's the only teams you'll probably use here is simply, yeah, Mono Red. And if not, like I said, you'll probably go back towards, obviously, Charlotte and also Noelle. That's probably like the next best combo. Maybe Julius, but you don't really need a big DPS because Asta does all the work anyway. So yeah, boys, that is going to wrap up today's video. My summons will probably be out later today. So hopefully I don't get shafted and I can get her early. Because yeah, all you care about is simply getting her early. But I guess if I do get her early, I hope I pull a skill push prior. Because I kind of want a skill push too. So boys, thank you for watching. Good luck on your summons if you haven't already done them. And yeah, peace.